Good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started, so if you'll just take a seat. We want to welcome everyone to the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce Lone Star Legislative Summit. We thank you all for joining us on this early morning. It's going to be a great day. But this could not have happened without the help of a lot of people, so I've got a couple of people we need to thank. First off, our presenting sponsor, the Texas Healthcare Association. These guys right here, we could not be here without your support, so thank you so much. We also want to thank our Blue Topaz sponsor, Cheniere Energy. I don't think they have any representatives yet, but there's a great committee, the Chamber of Commerce Government Affairs Committee, who put this together. And if you were on that committee, if you could just raise your hand. Thank you. We have an amazing chamber staff. They are probably all outside, but let's just give them a round of applause anyway. In the back of the room, we have Rusty Rust, who is our current chamber chair and the president of the Commercial Bank of Texas. Of course, none of this would be possible without Senator Robert Nichols and Representative Travis Clardy, who brought all these great folks to Nacogdoches so that they could learn a little bit more about us. So thank you so much. We'd also like to thank Stephen F. Austin for being our host today for our long day event, and we couldn't have picked a better place. So thank you so much. We are starting just a little bit behind, but our goal today is to stay on time because we've got a lot of things to do, a lot of things to cover, and it's going to be a full day. We have been blessed in Nacogdoches to have a lot of great support from our local elected officials, and one of those is our own County Judge Mike Perry, and he's going to go ahead and start us off with an invocation.
Thank you all. We appreciate everyone being here. If you would, pray with me. Dear Jesus, we thank you for our many blessings. We thank you for everything that you do for us and for these people that have been mentioned and our elected officials that have driven a distance. Pray we're thankful for them. Pray you'll be with them on their return trip. Pray you forgive us all of our many sins and shortcomings and keep us in the center of your will. Keep your hand upon us at all times. Pray that you watch over us and bless this food to the nourishment of our bodies. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Good morning. My name is Adam Peck. I'm the Dean of Student Affairs here at Stephen F. Austin, and it is my great pleasure to be one of the people to welcome you to our beautiful campus. We're so proud to host the Lone Star Legislative Summit, and I want to take just a moment to recognize some of our Board of Regents who are in attendance today. We have Mr. Barry Nelson from Dallas. I know that Bridget Henderson of Lufkin will also be here at some point today. We have Nelda Luce Blair of the Woodlands, and her husband Jim is with her today. I think many of us know David Alders, who will also be here throughout the day. Yeah, David deserves some applause, doesn't he? And then finally, I'd like to acknowledge our student regent, Miss Ryan Brown Moreno from Plano. And now to give you a very special welcome to SFA, it's my pleasure to introduce our president, Dr. Baker Patillo.
I would also like to welcome each one of you this morning for attending this summit here at Stephen F. Austin. I would especially like to thank the senators and representatives who are with us today. I know that a number of you have been on campus before and you're familiar with our campus, but I'm also aware that some of you that this will be your first trip to Nacogdoches or at least to SFA. And so while you're here today, we hope you will simply tour our campus and get a good feel for our university. You know what basically happens on the odd year, like 2017 coming up, you're in session in Austin, and we come to Austin. And you see us there January through May. We visit with your administrative assistants, or we visit with you when we can. And we give you a report on what we're doing at the university. And then, of course, as you would expect, we always have requests. And you're always very accommodating, and you do what you can do to assist us. And you do that by working and assisting Senator Nichols and Representative Clardy. And we appreciate what you do to assist them, and I'm sure likewise they assist you back in your district. I would also be remiss this morning if I did not thank you for the TRB that you approved for $46.4 million for us to build a new STEM building. I want you to know that we're well underway on that project. We have employed the architect and the contractor. We're meeting with the architects at least on every 2 weeks. So the plans are well underway. We have graduation on May the 14th, and as soon as graduation is over, we'll start taking down 2 old dorms where the location will be for our new STEM building. And once again, when we have that building completed, and we'll have a ribbon cutting and open house, etc., in all probability that'll be 2018. We will invite you to that event and hope you can attend, and you will know always that you were part of making that STEM building possible here at SFA. So once again, we thank you for coming to SFA today. We want you to tour the campus and feel welcome, and we have a lot of staff members here. If there's anything any of us can do to assist you today, please let us know. Once again, welcome to SFA.
I'd also like to thank everybody for being here. They've got a great program lined out all day. I will tell you that we appreciate SFA hosting this on their facility, and we've got people coming in, members of the legislature from all around the state. House members, Senate members normally don't leave their districts, but for this, we very much appreciate the effort that they have taken to come here. And on the Senate side, I was going to introduce, they're not all here right now, so we brought in Senator Lois Kokor, spent a number of years in the House as Chair of Health and Human Services, now serves in the Senate on Finance, and she's Vice Chair of Health and Human Services. She's from Brenham. That's Bluebell Country. Larry Taylor, Senator Taylor, came in from Friendswood, that's Houston. He's in the insurance business. He is Chair of Education in the Senate. The mileage award goes to Charles Perry from Lubbock. He came here all the way from Lubbock, Texas. He's Chair of Ag, Water, and Rural Affairs. He told me he had a little bit of trouble finding it because he's used to, when he's driving in West Texas, looking 10 miles at a time. And here he said everything is trees, every hill. But we appreciate him coming. Senator Brandon Creighton, freshman. He's from Conroe. He served as a House member on the south end of my Senate district for a number of years. Great guy. He's Vice Chair of Business and Commerce, and he's Chair of the Select Committee on Ports, special committee set up. Kirk Watson also will be with us here today. He is the former mayor of Austin. He was going to drive his motorcycle all the way up, but I think the rain kind of messed that up, the mist. But he and I came in as freshmen together in 2007. He's also on finance, and so you can see we have a good selection of rural, urban, men, women, a good variety from the Senate. So we're well represented. Look forward to seeing y'all all day long today, and we had a great reception last night. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, Senator. I'm Travis Clardy, your state representative, and I want to apologize for the senator's comments this morning. Last time we did this in the off year, we had I was asked to help get a number of speakers here, some folks that come in. So I threw out the invitation to my buddies in the House of Representatives, and they all showed up. And so we had the opening ceremony, and here's 15 representatives, and Robert kind of looked over there, and he's the senator, and it was like, and all of a sudden I created a monster, because this time I said, we need to get some guests, and would you invite some senators? Well, his competitive nature kicked in. And so he called me after like a day of, we need to get some people. So, all right, Clardy, I've got 6 senators coming, and we all know 1 senator's worth 5 representatives. So you owe me 35 representatives. And so we've been working on it. I didn't quite get there. By the way, I do not agree. Oftentimes, Dr. Zerwas, you know this, we do not agree with Senate math. And on this one, we've got a great group of folks, both representatives and senators, and also from the executive side, a great bunch of commissioners and folks in that branch. We've got a great program lined up for you. I'm not going to go through the entirety of it. We'll do that throughout the day, but some fantastic panels. And we've got an interesting group of people. We have this morning, you're going to hear from Commissioner Morath, who's going to be introduced by Dr. Patillo. But we also have Commissioner Traylor. Did Chris make it in this morning yet? He has no excuse because last night, where some of the guys were moving a little slow, we spent our time organizing the card catalog at the Christian Science Reading Room last night. And so we're a little behind schedule. But Chris turned in. And we'll have him here, but we really do have with Commissioner Morath, Commissioner Traylor, HHSC. We have Tracy McDaniel, our director of the Texas Economic Development Corporation, and also Brendan Anthony's here, the Texas Music Office. So we're starting off this morning with some pretty wonky issues, kind of detailed policy, which I think you'll find interesting. But we're going to conclude with music, Texas music and culture. Which should be a fun thing to discuss, and which will kick off with some entertaining people, which will then lead into the Nacogdoches Music Festival, which, let me put a shameless plug and self-promotion here for the fair city of Nacogdoches, is a great event. It's going to be a 4-day festival. I think we have around 40 bands. Donna, is that right? 3 different venues, all downtown. So for 4 days, it's going to be a lot of fun. So those of you that are visiting with us, don't rush off. Spend your money in Nacogdoches. Enjoy the music. Have fun. I think you'll have a great time. But this is something we've started recently, and I think it really fits nicely with what we're doing here with the Legislative Summit. I do want to introduce a couple of folks here from the governor's office. Ashley Morgan. Ashley, do I see you in the room? She was working that card catalog pretty heavy last night. And Jay Dyer. I don't see Ashley and Jay. We did one thing I will say that we're really excited about, and I've told the folks here that have visited that this is a tremendous event. And again, Senator Nichols, thank you so much for putting this together as the co-host in the chamber here in Nacogdoches for hosting this. And thank you, Dr. Patillo, for allowing us on your campus to do this. I guess you're going to tell them why we have yellow tape around the building during your introduction. That's not normally around. That's special decoration we provided for this event. But the folks here from the governor's office, it's good to have them I'm looking at Kelly in the back. She keeps waving at me. Okay. And but having the governor's office is important for us in the leadership that Governor Abbott has. We have a special video production that we're going to be showing in a little bit. I'm hoping we're good on that. All right, we are. And so I think what we ought to do is let me sit down, quit talking. We'll introduce each of these events, each of these panels as they come up. We're going to have some interesting things for us. Before each panel, we have a little entertainment, a little vignette of Nacogdoches history, because in addition to being the oldest town in Texas and the home of SFA, this is our tricentennial, the 300th anniversary of Nacogdoches, as a special event. Yes, you can clap, Judy. It's okay. And so we're commemorating that with some historical reenactment today that you'll get to enjoy before each panel as we introduce the panelists and the issues. And so it's gonna go one into the other. I don't think you'll be bored other than having to listen to me. And it'll be a great time for today. So I'm going to turn this over if our audiovisual folks are ready. We're going to watch the governor of the great state of Texas, Greg Abbott, welcome us to the event.
Good morning. I'm Governor Greg Abbott. As an East Texas boy myself, I know that no one can speak about the rich history of Texas or its bright future without including Nacogdoches. A better future for Texas is what this past legislative session was all about. That's why we cut taxes for both businesses and for families. In fact, Texas led the nation by cutting taxes by $4 billion. We also spent money wisely to secure the border, to improve our schools, and to build better roads. We advanced higher education more than ever. And I'm proud of the regents I appointed to SFA who will take that university to new heights. Thanks to all of my partners in the legislature, including my good friends, Representative Travis Clardy and Senator Robert Nichols. We accomplished so much this past session. Now, going forward, we will make sure that Texas remains the land of opportunity. We will focus on things like workforce skills to prepare students for good jobs and to fill the needs that our workforce demands. We will continue to improve our schools from early education all the way to higher education. And with oil prices still low, we need to find ways to tighten the belt of government, while also, at the same time, continuing our efforts to cut your taxes even more. I want to thank the Nacogdoches Chamber, your local leaders, and each of you for your hard work at this summit and for spurring economic expansion in East Texas. And I congratulate you on this, the tricentennial year of Nacogdoches. You know, the last 300 years have been great, but the next 300 will be even better. May God bless each and every one of you, and may He forever bless the great state of Texas. Thank you.